Um, yeah, hello. Um, Bodies are somebody's. Somebody. Bodies are somebody's. And nobodies are nobodies. Um, a friend came today, showed me a spot, but not to me because maybe he's not my buddy. I know I said friend. Um, did few tracks, sang some songs in English and in Farsi, Afghani. Sometimes, you have to read stories, and sometimes it goes beyond the story and it becomes irrelevant or relevant to stories. And when I say relevant or irrelevant to stories, but it's necessary to say the story, whether it's relevant or irrelevant. To one, it could be essential, and to the other, could be differential. So, you know, um, you know, people that don't have food or water or drink, something like that, or some people don't have materials or money to buy other materials, and some people don't have like bricks or cement or something like that to build a house. So you see how much it differentiates. It differentiates obviously, but you see it's so important to have that one piece or two piece of that thing to make that thing happen. You know, if you're a really rich person and you don't have that material to make that thing happen, you see how much devastated you will be. That it will completely ruin your day and your image and your reputation, your image. You see your image. So sometimes when you on a break, like out of the week, 7 days a week that we have, and this beautiful world that we live in, and also it's 3 weeks in a month, or sometimes 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks we say in a month. You know how beautiful that is to be giving a little bit to the others. Because honestly, I talked about chain. That man comes in chain. So people that help the others. I mean, we see on the television so much that like for example, the foundations that I know, the Bayat Foundation of Afghanistan, and the other foundations that is across the world and everywhere in different countries of names of the world. You see, excuse me. So it's really important to be giving. It's really important to give, just like when your mother, um, brought myself to this world. Obviously, without the help of my father, it wouldn't have been important enough, but it was really important. My father and my mother brought me to the world. They gave me so much, gave me so much, gave me so much. So now it's time for me to give them so much. So with the blessings and the grace of everybody, I will be a success to what I want to be a success to. Whether it's an A or a Z, and yeah, the grace and the blessings I need. And I just want to make a difference. I want to make a difference in the world. And sometimes people, they exceed their imagination and their creation. So they wonder, they think, was this a myth? Was I not wanted, or was I a mistake? You should never think like that, unless there's a lot of drama happening in your family or in your workplace. So you have to just take some space out, take some time out, take something like that out. Just I've really appreciated the medication, the fish oil, omega Don't talk about the medication that I get. Okay, I'll talk about it. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've understood that everybody has their own mental state. You know, that's what I've understood. I've understood that everybody, even names of queen, of kings, of princes, you know, not just in England, United Kingdom, everybody across the world, everywhere. Excuse me. Everybody takes some sort of medication, whether it's aspirin or Anadin or Nurofen. That's medication as well. But we forget that that is medication. That's the thing. We forget that is the medication. But when we go to hospital and we take a bit of a something of this of that, and we are called mentally unwell or mentally this, you know, it's not like that. Excuse me. It's not like that because everybody takes some sort of medication, and you know, we just know that this person is in this mind of a state, or this person is in this kind of a mental state. You see, everybody has some sort of mental state. It could mean their depression, or it could mean their aggression. You know, one for themselves would really honestly know. Like if I know myself fully compared to anybody else, because there's a lot of things that I have done and a lot of things that I should do and I shouldn't have done, or I have to, you know. So honestly, the advice that I can give to the people that are in a mental state, please don't hurt me, but the advice that I could give to the people that are in a really a terrible mental state is just don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. Go out there, talk to someone. You know, talk to someone. Talk to someone. If you cannot talk to anybody, talk to a little person. If it's not a little person, talk to buy yourself a pet, a cat, a rabbit, or a dog, or anything. Or if that's not even that, you cannot do that because you don't have the money for it, you know, the time, the care, then you have a pen and a paper, you know, write it down in a pen and paper. If you don't have a laptop, or if you don't have a phone or a gadget, write it down in a pen of a paper, and you know, you can use that one day to read it to somebody. You know, you can read it to somebody, or you can read it to God. Somebody out there will hear you. You know, somebody out there will hear you. And yeah, that's the help. This by just saying this is the help I can give. I cannot give any other help. Yeah, you know, one thing I really want to say is about how stories will stand. Will stand. How stories will stand and will remain. You know, because stories are stories. First spoken, then it's written, then it's choreographed and directed. You know. So to me that makes sense. Because honestly, from what I know and what I've heard, is that people, so those humans, those persons that have read a bit, or read most, or read a little, or read a brief, they would know that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, he was in contact with God, Allah, not through any other way, but just by listening and just by writing. So God was telling, peace be upon him, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that this is what you have to write down, and this is what I'm telling you, and it was just him listening. So you see, it reflects to teachers. They write down, they teach, and children listen and learn, you know? So isn't that beautiful? It's pretty beautiful. That's really good, honestly. And then we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have GP that is similar, like a barrister. GPs are similar like lawyers, you know. That's the law of it, but there's a bit of a hidden. But that's what it is. I mean, for the ones that don't understand how to get a lawyer, go talk to your GP. Talk to your GP. They work for the government. Talk to the GP. The GP will let you know this is what I can do for you and this is what I cannot. They get paid for it, so you can talk to the GP. You know. So yeah, this is my 10 minutes again on this video clip. My name is A.S.I. Ahmad Salim Ibrahimi. I hope I've helped majority of the people with a little bit of common sense, and yeah, thank you.